Bharat has emerged as a powerhouse of economic growth.
Under the able leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi.
Now, as we stand at the threshold of a new era, there's a transformative opportunity on the horizon. To steer Bharat towards this vision, the Union Cabinet approved an integrated Bio-E3 policy.
भारत को ग्लोबल ग्रीन एनर्जी मार्केट में एक लीड प्लेयर के रूप में स्थापित करने में भी अहम भूमिका निभाएगा।
आज केंद्रीय मंत्री जितेंद्र सिंह द्वारा तमाम मुद्दों पर चर्चा की गई, प्रेस से बात की गई, मीडिया से बातचीत के दौरान और साथ ही में संबोधन के दौरान उन्होंने तमाम बातें रखी, बताया किस तरह से एक नई वेबसाइट लॉन्च की जा रही है। आज उन्होंने नई वेबसाइट लॉन्च करी, उसका इनॉग्रेशन किया। इस वेबसाइट की जानकारी आपको हम देते हैं। अभी Bio-E3 इसको बताया जा रहा है। ई से स्टैंड करता है एम्प्लॉयमेंट, एनवायरमेंट और ऐसी तमाम चीज़ें वहाँ पर शामिल रहेंगी। आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें कि एनवायरमेंट जो मेन कंसर्न हमारे एनवायरमेंट को लेकर रहते हैं, पॉल्यूशन रहता है और क्लाइमेट चेंज रहता है, इस तरह की जो बड़ी दिक्कतें जनता को सामना करना पड़ता है डेली की, अपनी रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में डेली उनको इन चीज़ों का सामना करना पड़ता है, उसको लेकर एक बड़ा और सख्त कदम उठाया जाएगा। अगर हम बात एम्प्लॉयमेंट ही करें तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट को लेकर भी बड़ा और सख्त कदम इस समय केंद्र सरकार द्वारा उठाए जाएंगे, जिसकी बात से बताया जा रहा है कि एक जो विकसित भारत का सपना प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देखा था, उसको लेकर भी एक ये बड़ा कदम साबित होगा। एक बहुत ही बड़े स्टेप के रूप में ये सामने आएगा और आगे देश में जो दिक्कतें आएंगी उनको भी कंट्रोल करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा मददगार साबित होगी। तो ये जानते हैं जितेंद्र सिंह जी ने इस पूरी Bio-E3 को लेकर क्या कुछ कहा है।
Member Niti Aayog and a celebrated scientific scholar, Dr. Saraswat, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and a biotechnologist of repute in his own right, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Dr. Alka Sharma, who's been very passionately working on this policy that's been released today, Dr. Ohja, members of the faculty, colleagues, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed, as was being mentioned by Dr. Saraswat and also Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, a milestone for the Department of Biotechnology, but I'm sure as the years pass by, we would be increasingly realizing that this has been a historic milestone in the journey of independent India itself. The implications and the outcomes of it are very difficult to visualize right now. But when that happens, it's just like he was mentioning the Industrial Revolution of 1990s. When the internet had just stepped in, you didn't realize what a miraculous transformation it would make in our lives. It's now only when you look back, you realize how it has changed us. And we didn't even realize that we had undergone a change. So this is precisely the beginning of that kind of a revolutionary change, not only in the growth story of India or the world as such, but also in our own lifestyles and the way we also interact with each other or also adapt ourselves to the changing environments. And to simplify what I'm saying is, because it doesn't sound very easily comprehensible what has been said all this while. I think if you had asked me to sum up in a single sentence, I would say that the future economy of the world is going to be largely bioeconomy driven or bio driven. And just as the Industrial Revolution of 1990s was IT driven, the next revolution of the 21st century is going to be bio driven. And why it becomes significant for us is that why the IT revolution was led by the West and it happened over here a little later. I remember in the earlier years, I think it was somewhere in the mid-90s, early 90s, we had a presentation over here about how the internet works. It was already being used in some of the countries and we were being led to show. And one of the clubs here where the presentation was made, they showed us how you could virtually enter the library, you could pick up the book, and it seemed so fascinating, it seemed like a magic show going on. But it had already happened over there. But this time, I think it's now going to be India's turn. And India has an opportunity to take a lead in this next revolution, unlike the last one. And why I'm saying so, because we are all members of the scientific fraternity, so we should have a sound reason about what we say, is that as far as the bioresources are concerned or the bioeconomy is concerned, we enjoy certain advantages which are not enjoyed by the West. A, that we have unlimited resources, unlimited bioresources in this Indian peninsula, beginning from the Himalayas right up to the marine. And this has remained either unexplored or underexplored, because most of the governments in the past, and thanks to Prime Minister Modi for enabling us to get this policy released. And why I'm saying why we have advantage, A, of course, we have unlimited resources. B, these resources were not fully explored. And C, we have immense potential of biomanufacturing. We are already, in the last 5-10 years, we have risen to rank, I think, 12 as biomanufacturers. In India Pacific, we are even higher, somewhere 2 or 3. And to explain and to simplify it for the benefit of the friends from outside the scientific fraternity and also the friends from the media, I think the outcomes, if we are able to move as we have envisaged for ourselves, and we move with the same kind of dedication, because this is going to be a journey which is going to take a few years, maybe in 2 generations. So if we are able to carry it forward with the same passion as Alka has been doing, because she's put her heart, soul into this as the leader of the mission. If I'm sure if the succeeding generation also carries it forward the same way, we would be reaping benefits at 3 levels. A, domestic. Domestically, as the name indicates, E3, Bio-E3. So we would be benefiting our economy. We would be contributing to the environment concerns of the world, which will also give us a separate kind of a status. And C, of course, we would be generating employment. So these are going to be huge, huge domestic advantages. Then globally, we would be introducing a new concept of agri-food. As Rajesh was showing you, that milk slide, the day is not far, you will have non-animal milk. It sounds so fascinating, and I think one of the concerns in Bangalore has already started that. A company there, a startup, they have already started manufacturing, and they displayed on the tin, non-animal milk, and it started getting exported also. Because our milk consumption, in spite of being 25, 70, in spite of producing 25% of the total production of milk across the world, is still not fully met. So here are we going to meet it? Where are you going to keep the animals? You will have the problems of land, the problems of environment. And therefore, this would be a new opening. And this is going to give a lead to the world, because again, we have an advantage over here. The other day I was telling him, the day is not far, because Rajesh is a vegetarian, unlike many of us. So I said, we'll be able to serve you a vegetarian kebab. And that will be developed through this, because it is bioengineering of human cells, plant cells, microbes in the lab to develop all this. And that will be meat. In fact, I know how many of us in this room know that some of the places in the zoo, the animals they have started feeding animals with that kind of mutton preparations because of the unavailability of the adequate quantity of the raw mutton as such, or the animal mutton.
तो आपने देखा किस तरह से अभी पूरी Bio-E3 की जानकारी जितेंद्र सिंह जी ने आपको दी। आपकी जानकारी के कि जितेंद्र सिंह जी उधमपुर से इस समय भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर से सांसद भी हैं और तमाम मुद्दों को लेकर वो बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न वे में अपनी पूरी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं। आज की वार्ता में आपने जैसे कि सुना, उन्होंने बताया किस तरह से जो Bio-E3 है वो आने वाले फ्यूचर में रिसोर्सेज को भी बहुत ज़्यादा सस्टेन करेगी। और आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें कि क्लाइमेट चेंज और पॉल्यूशन जैसे जो बड़े मुद्दे हैं उन पर भी खास तौर पर ध्यान दिया जाएगा। आपका इस पूरे मामले पर क्या सोचना है हमें ज़रूर बताएं। तब तक के लिए बंदे हमेशा पंजाब केसरी में कैमरा पर्सन राहुल के साथ खुशी राणा, पंजाब केसरी, दिल्ली।